Hello and welcome to another Good Evening from Korea with Overlord Pop-Tart, a guy who probably should have shaved and brushed his teeth before he made this video. This one's late exclusively because I was responsible. Alright, now let me explain. Woke up today about, I believe, 7 o'clock. Watched videos and sat around in bed until about 8, got showered, waited for it to become warm this time, thank goodness. Cleaned myself up, got ready for the day. And then hopped on the computer, spent about an hour on Grand Theft Auto, drying off and eating breakfast. Then I ended up calling my dad, saying hi to him, he's doing fine, and ended up talking to my mom for a good long while about some subscriptions that I thought I had canceled, and spent about an hour kind of sorting that out with her. Then I started kind of clean up, started to talk to a buddy of mine named Joseph, and we were talking about probably playing some video games later, and I convinced him to download Grand Theft Auto. And that was going to take him a while. And about this time, it was, I think, maybe 12:30, I started trying to mess with my computer after figuring out the kind of subscription nonsense. I'm going to save myself $36 a month after figuring that stuff out. Cool. Sorry, I can't edit any of this out, so I'll try to make it quiet. Oh, wait, burping. Because I just ate. I just ate. My dinner was a granola bar and a cup of strawberry banana V8. So I might be burpy. I apologize. But this was about 12:30ish that I was doing that. I tried to figure out my computer. I had some problems. And eventually I just kind of gave up on it and got ready to leave. And I threw on everything I had to do. I did my laundry. That was the other thing. That's the thing I did between 12 and 2. And at 2 o'clock, I left. I headed out. It was 50 degrees outside, so it was perfect weather for a scooter ride. And I rode out all the way to the gate, and I debated taking the scooter outside to drive around actually in Korea. But it was kind of low on battery for some reason, despite being full charge. Don't know what is up with that. So I didn't risk it. I just walked out into the little area around our base, and I just walked until the signs stopped being listed in English and turned around. So it was a nice long walk. Just kind of exploring, looking around, seeing the sights, mostly bars, pretty much entirely bars, but I don't know. It's interesting to go look at them, I guess. Went around, did some shopping, got some little snacks and bits, just like I said I would yesterday. Came back, went to the commissary, picked up some little bits and bobs in terms of groceries. Just kind of milk, some chips, some Cheez-Its, and I bought a new razor. And this isn't very much of a interesting story, to be honest, but for me at least, when something is in my possession for a long time, I like to keep a hold of it. It's nice. I'm sentimental like that, so I still have little stuffed animals I use as pillows, just because I've had them for a billion years. And that razor I had been using since, oh gracious, it's got to be maybe 7 years old from the time I got it, and I got it as a hand-me-down from my dad. So that razor's probably a good 8 years old. And this morning, shaving, and the little razor thing just snapped off. Tried to use it again, and I started cutting myself all up, and it's partly why I'm not shaved. So I went out and bought a new one, and it's kind of nice. It's almost exactly like the old one. I don't know what Braun has been doing for 8 years, but they haven't changed it enough for me to care. So I essentially just was able to get a nicer, newer version of the razor I already had, and that was weirdly comforting. After getting back and getting that all sorted out, I continued to clean a tiny bit, and as you may have seen from me spiraling around in this video, my room isn't entirely clean, so that should give you an idea of just how bad it was before I started cleaning. Sorry if the spinning is getting uncomfortable or dizzying. I got my spinny chair back, and I've been enjoying it. Anyway, I'm going to stop before I throw up. Anyway, after I got back, started talking to that buddy about GTA again. He got his thing installed. So I started messing with my computer. I had to update some drivers and restart it and mess with the internet and everything, of course, because nothing can be easy. And eventually, we got going on Grand Theft Auto. And I was actually able to play a video game with a human being for a solid 4 hours. It was a lot of fun. He's Air Force. And funnily enough, he would fly in a helicopter everywhere. That was his preferred mode of transport. And as being in the army, I suppose I'm better on the ground because I would mostly just drive my armored vehicles around. And I don't mean armored vehicles like a tank. I'm not some cosplayer. I'm not in there LARPing or mil sim or any of those stupid things about the military. I'm just doing it to get the job done. I'm not running up there in full battle rattle like, oh, look at me, I'm in the military. I'm a private first class, so that means I'm in charge of everybody in this freaking video game lobby. I'm not like that. I just enjoy cars, and I don't like them getting blown up by people who have explosives, which is everyone in the game. So, I like armored cars. Anyway, that was kind of my preference, was to be on the ground, and I realized about halfway into the session that we were both kind of using our own modes of transport to accomplish the goals when we were set on a mission to destroy government drones, these little flying around surveillance drones. And at one point, his helicopter went down because he crashed into one of the drones and it blew it up. So I called in my armored car and I started driving around. I would drive to a place, stop, he would shoot the drone, and then we'd move on. And he called in his helicopter and I drove him to the helicopter, dropped him off. And he went to get the farthest one away, and I got the one that was closer. And we both ended up destroying them at about the same time. We both got back to where we were supposed to be. And as I'm pulling up in my car, he lands his helicopter right next to it, hops out, I hop out, and we both get into the place at the same time. Like, it kind of just made me realize that, like, even after a good amount of years of not hanging out nearly as much, we both are still so different. He's so annoying. He ruined 2 missions other than this, but we don't talk about that. Because I'm annoying too. Despite our differences, we have that in common. And when we finally put our heads together and get something done, it gets done really well, and we're both competent. Like, we're good at working together in the game. And that was just nice to feel after, I mean, gracious. I have spent so much time in that game just by myself. Having someone who not only is good at the game, but is a good friend of mine and is also kind of hilarious, play a game with me. It's great. I love the chance when I get to do things with people for once. Like I have, I almost don't want to say that out loud because people will be disappointed in me. But I have 15 days and 17 hours worth of playtime in this game by myself. Now, granted, don't be mad at me. That's over the course of like over a year. But don't hurt me, Mom. But like you spend 15 days by yourself, and then somebody comes up to hang out with you. You're grateful. So thank you, Joseph, for playing with me. That's the reason this one's on the phone, because it's late. I actually do have a ton of things to talk about, as you can see by the 8-minute mark on this handheld video. I had a lot to talk about, and I probably could have edited this together as well, but you know what? I just didn't want to stop playing with him because it was a really great time. So I had a fantastic day. I am ready to have another fantastic day tomorrow. Whatever time it is for you out there in this fantastic world of ours, whether it be a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night that you may or may not be currently experiencing, I do sincerely hope that whatever you are going through is good, and if it's not, I do sincerely hope that it gets better. That's the smoothest thing I've ever said on this channel, so I'm ending the video before I screw it up from there. Thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. This has been Overlord Pop-Tart on a rather quick update from a fantastic day. Please do stay frosty, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. I will be shaven next time.